So at the end of Avengers Endgame, Captain America Steve Rogers retired and passed the shield on to Falcon. And now we have at San Diego Comic-Con the announcement of the continuation of that storyline, Falcon and the Winter Soldier. We're going to be discussing that here on this video, talking about the MCU Phase 4 and this upcoming TV show, which will be on Disney+. Rather than them doing a Captain America movie, which I think would have been probably a little bittersweet without Steve Rogers there, Chris Evans playing Steve Rogers, they went ahead and made it into a TV show, which I think is a very smart move because you can tell more kind of espionage government stories and really flesh out characters in a TV show. So I'm going to talk about that here on this video. Of course, as always, when discussing the MCU Phase 4 in recent times here on World of Geekdom, I have been joined by Hayden, who is here with us once again. Hello.
Hey guys, how's it going? I'm pumped to talk about possibly my favorite Disney Plus show.
Really? We're gonna get to that here in a second, but go ahead and shout out your Twitter, bro, so everybody can follow you on there.
Yes, my Twitter is at SSJ5Tablos. Yep, I do comic book art and anime art and just talk about that kind of stuff. So yeah.
Maybe some big projects coming up soon. I'm not gonna reveal it, but some big ideas maybe.
Oh, big time. Big ideas coming very soon.
Yes. We won't talk about that here. But big projects is this show right here. We heard about this show. It was rumored for a long time. And now we got some new information here. I don't mean the fact that Sebastian Stan's in good shape. I mean more so the fact that we now know that this show, of course, will indeed take place after Endgame and will detail the struggle of the Falcon becoming Captain America and how he may be rejected in that role by society or by the government. So first of all, what do you think about that idea, that concept for a show? I think it makes sense.
I think it makes perfect sense, especially with the villain, Baron Zemo, well, soon to be Baron Zemo. I think that he is going to be the type to sow seeds of discord.
That's what he's good at.
His MO.
That's what he's good at. And it's cool that he was actually the first MCU villain, besides Loki, that I actually really loved. And I'm glad he's back.
Yeah, he's also one of the ones that's the most successful in his mission. He pretty much accomplishes his goal in Civil War.
Splits up the Avengers. Yeah, he ends up being the winner, and so does Thanos. And in some ways, Killmonger was too. I mean, he had a dignified death, if you could even call it that. But we'll talk about that in the future. So now, in the comics, people were pissed off about this because in the MCU they did it differently. You know, the Winter Soldier, Bucky, becomes Captain America in the comics. But I feel like in the MCU universe, because the events of Winter Soldier were so recent and Civil War, he's kind of a war criminal to many people. And I think making him Captain America is a much worse mistake than doing it to Falcon, who's been known to be a good guy. So I think it makes sense to give it to Falcon here. But in the comics, they both were Captain America at one time.
Yes, they both have been Captain America, and my personal choice would have been to go with Bucky, but I totally understand where he's at in the MCU. He's too much of a recent terrorist to, like, fully make the switch to Captain America right now, so, you know, they may be dropping that altogether and going with Sam Wilson as Cap, but I'm totally fine with it. I'm really pumped for him to inherit the shield and see that whole thing play out. Now,
as far as Sam Wilson goes, you know, it's my understanding that the reason why Captain America was able to be so quick and use the shield so effectively is because of his enhanced, you know, super soldier serum or whatever the case may be, because it enhances your reflexes and your senses as well. To my recollection, Falcon does not have that. So is he going to have trouble wielding that shield? Is he going to have to train to use it? Will he have to pump himself with not steroids, I'm sorry, super serum?
Yeah, the way I see it playing out, they have to have a scene where he, like, gets the hang of the shield and struggles with it at first, because that's like Captain America pulls out those impossible ping pong shots that you have to have peak human reflexes to execute. So, I could see, and I think I saw this somewhere online, people theorizing that maybe his glasses will have, like, a Friday or a Jarvis, like, interface that like might give him tips on where to throw the shield or something. Not tips, but like illuminate in his field of vision where he could throw the shield at to, like, bounce it around. We'll see how it plays out. He's got to use the shield effectively. Will he have augmented, like, cybernetic arms attached to his wings that maybe give him the strength? I don't know.
Right. Now, as far as, like, the plot, we know Baron Z was going to be in it, and I'm very curious here because I have a feeling that we may see another Hydra uprising. I feel like there's still some Hydra people out there that have not been captured. I feel like I feel like having a TV show with these two characters and not have Hydra in it would just be completely just wasted. But who knows? Now, in your experience, what do you think about that? And also, what comic book storyline do you think would be a good idea to adapt into this TV show?
Well, first off, I would love to see Hydra pop back up. I'm craving more Hydra. They're one of the coolest villainous factions in the MCU, and they've only really had, well, they had 2 movies, Cap 1 and 2, where they really took center stage. But they're such a main threat in the Cap storyline, the whole Cap universe, that I definitely see them popping up. It's been a while, so I think they're due for an appearance. But Zemo's not really affiliated with them, so we'll see how they kind of fold in.
No, he's not, but I mean, he could have, with his manipulation, you know, he could easily figure out a way, you know what I mean, to
he
bring
could
them
infiltrate them or take command of a cell of Hydra units. I don't know. That'd be cool. He could, like, you know, he's famous for the Masters of Evil in the comics. He assembles a supervillain team. So whether or not that pulls from Hydra or, like, AIM, if AIM comes back, you know, from Iron Man 3, I could see him kind of, like, uniting them, you know, or maybe get some other villains to make an appearance.
Right. Yeah, it could be done. Now, what are your expectations for the point of this, the purpose of this series? Is it going to be setting up, like, these guys to have their own movie later on, or is it just going to be just, hey, here's the series? Like, you know, we talked about how WandaVision could set up, like, mutants. Like, what do you see being, like, the big angle here, if there even is a big angle in this Disney Plus show?
Well, hopefully by the end of it, Sam Wilson is Captain America, so that he can enter the movies as Captain America. I don't want him to take too long getting to that role. I mean, I'm fine with taking the whole miniseries to have that process play
like
out.
1 or 2 seasons, basically, right?
Yeah, yeah. But that, and also Winter Soldier's Redemption would be nice to see here, because I think even in real, he still has a lot of people, like my brother, for instance, who was totally Team Iron Man after watching Civil War. He was not convinced of Bucky's redemption, or that he was even a good person. He was
that's why Civil War's a good movie.
Yeah.
Civil War's a good movie because they did a really good job of that. Yeah. Because I still feel weird about him too, you know? Even though like he's obviously under brain control or mind control or whatever when he did it.
Yeah, his opinion was like, you know, why are they going through this length to protect this guy who's just, like, committed so many atrocities? Brainwashed or not, like, you know, screw him, just avoid all the battles and bloodshed, and Cap should just, like, turn him in. They should all just understand mutually. That's why Civil War is a good movie. So anyway, I hope that both of those processes take place during this miniseries. Also, to go back to your previous question about which storylines from the comics that this could possibly pull from, because I totally glossed over that. Yeah. Well, Ed Brubaker's seminal run on Captain America, where he established Winter Soldier and the death of Cap, and when Bucky taking the mantle, and that was kind of an epic run that they still fully haven't explored, and I would like to see that and the Red Skull possibly make a return, even though it's unlikely.
Red Skull. What could be a new Red Skull?
It's hard for me to accept that Red Skull is completely removed from the Captain America universe now. I know he's on Vormir, but I don't know. Maybe this no, it's far-fetched of all the theories. But I do have one very main prevailing theory for where this is going to go in terms of pulling from the comics, and that is the introduction of U.S. Agent.
Oh man, Walker. U.S. Agent. You know what?
Yeah, no.
I have not heard the name U.S. Agent in at least 25 years. I haven't kept up with the comics recently, but when I was a kid, I remember U.S. Agent. Oh my goodness, that is one character we haven't seen yet.
Well, he's tied to Taskmaster. Taskmaster trained him.
Yes.
And I think that Taskmaster could make an appearance in the series. He seems like a perfect fit for this series. Also, the fact that he'll be pre-established in
Black Widow. They could introduce him there, and then he becomes the villain of this series very easily, working with Zemo. Yeah,
working with Zemo. And so Zemo, as we said, likes to plant seeds for discord and dissension. I could easily see them training up and creating John Walker into U.S. Agent and assuming the mantle of Captain America to the public before Sam Wilson is able to successfully do that, and being kind of a warlike or hawkish, kind of maybe even a social political commentary type jammed in there. Hopefully not too SJW Marvel, but you know that there's a room for like a metaphor in there with some sort of aggressive Cap coming in the form of U.S. Agent. So yeah, I could see that as a possibility.
What do you think about Captain Britain?
Oh, I love Captain Britain. That'd be so awesome.
I don't see why I don't just
the
do it.
whole Braddock family, you know, with Psylocke,
Psylocke,
being a member of that.
Yeah, you bring in Captain Britain first, and you say, "Yeah, I have a sister," and then that's it, bro. We're teasing the mutants already.
Yep, boom.
It's not even that hard, man. The MCU is, especially now that they have all the Fox properties, you know, the MCU could really go. But I have this weird feeling, we haven't talked about this yet, that these TV shows are going to be teasing an overarching villain for Phase 5 only in like minor, like 1 or 2 lines. Like I think whoever Phase 5's villain is, whether it be Doctor Doom or Galactus or whatever, they'll do some kind of tease in these shows. Like even if it's a small, like, you know, oh, we found something in space that's very large. Something very tiny. I think we're going to see that too, because I think it would be smart if they plant the seeds now for something bigger later.
Oh, I would love that. It would feel like Phase 1 post-credit scenes all over again, where we don't know what the hell's coming, you know? It's just like everyone's so exciting.
It makes you wonder if they're going to do like post-credit scenes in these shows. Like after the season finale airs, you have the credits and you have like a little... we haven't even talked about the possibility of them doing that.
Right. It would make a lot of sense.
I agree. So that's pretty much it. Do you have any other thoughts before we get out of here?
No, like I said, this could possibly be my favorite and most anticipated of the Disney Plus shows, just because, I don't know, this seems like characters worthy of their own movie, in my opinion. So
and it's going to be the most grounded espionage, James Bond type stuff. It could be really awesome if they do it right.
Yeah, I'm excited.
I am too. All right, well, let us know in the comments what you think, and check out Hayden on Twitter, and we'll talk to you next time.